Hey there guys, just wanted to show you a few steps of how I come up with this wine rack. I'm trying to make it look like waves, but I don't know if I'm going to succeed at that. I'm going to tell you that I didn't video everything before now. I will tell you that I did layers of alcohol ink, and then I sprayed with Kmar, and then I did layers of alcohol ink across and in the directions I wanted the waves to look like they were going. And then I sprayed with Kmar again. I used both. Mine are still artsy, but I think people are now calling them Brie Reese. And I used pinata jacquards and a few colors in the Rangers. All of it is done with diluted alcohol inks. I put probably 10 to 12 drops of ink, and then I filled it up 3/4 of the way with 91% alcohol. And I started pouring and maneuvering it with my airbrush. And this line here, I just drew a line with my bottle across through there. So all this has Kmar on it, so I can now do my the Pinatas Blanca Blanca white for the waves. And I just wanted to show you a little bit of the process, how long it actually takes to do a project when you're trying to show depth and like 3D. Hopefully it's going to come out kind of 3D. Hopefully. When I get done with all of the pinata, I will let it set. I will spray it again with Kmar and then a UV protectant, and then I will brush on the two-part epoxy resin with one of these disposable sponge brushes, because I don't want to try to pour it, because I know I'm going to waste a lot of resin trying to get it into these giant enormous holes for wine bottles. I know that it was very difficult for me to envision without having the center spaces, so I'm hoping that I'm going to accomplish it looking like an ocean and waves, hopefully. Anyways, I am going to just start trying to lay down some of the Blanca Blanca white with a paintbrush. So I'm just going to drop it in and try to maneuver a little bit here and yonder to get my dogs are going crazy, aren't they? Try to shut the door a little bit. I do have fans going and lots of ventilation going, so the alcohol doesn't really bother me, but it does bother some people. I don't have gloves on because I'm going to try my best not to even touch the inks today on this. I just wanted to show just a little bit of how you can accomplish painting. Sorry, I had to pause that for a minute. My dogs were going crazy because I got my delivery of my resin, and they let me know when something is going on, don't they? So I'm just going to continue trying to make little bits of waves here and yonder, and try to make it look like the ocean. Just remember, you don't really have to get rid of things. You just sometimes just have to keep working until you get the effect that you want. Don't ever give up on your artwork. I think that it just takes time and sometimes lots of patience. And sometimes you have to stand back from what you're doing for a little bit. I've been working on this one now going on 2 weeks, trying to figure out how I can see and envision. Being legally blind, I can't see depth perception. I've got scars on the center of both my eyes, and sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out like what you're actually wanting to accomplish. So if I can do it, I know you guys can too. It just takes practice and taking a step back sometimes. And the reason that I put the Kmart on there is because I didn't want my Blanca white, because it takes on the colors that are underneath it. So I try to seal it a little bit so I can get it to stand out white. Anyways, I just wanted to show you just a little bit of this, and hopefully by the time I get done, I know it's going to take me several more hours dipping and dotting and trying to get it to look right. I have put it aside several times because I just couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. I just couldn't get it to go. A little bit of wave on top of there. I hope you can see this part. I don't know if it's in the camera or not, but hopefully it is. Because these are small waves at the shore break. So I wanted them to show up with the sand and stuff in them too. So don't really have a thin enough paintbrush, I don't think. But once I do this, I will spray the Kmart back on it and probably go in there with a little bit more of the blues to help them stand out. Oh, I don't like that. But anyways, that's the gist of what I'm trying to do. See how this is still taking on the colors, so I didn't get enough Kmart, don't think, on that, but I will spray it again and go back over it again in just little places so it will stand out. But I think it's going to be pretty cool, I think. I'm going to run a few lines this way to lighten it up. That's the way I want my waves to go, so you have to paint in the direction that you want your waves to appear. Just rub across it a teeny bit. Then I'll go back over it with some blues and greens probably. Hope my head's not in your way. Wasn't really paying attention to that. So you have all of those little highlights, and I'll show you with the white. Try to want this one to come down. In there. Inside the hole. I think I want this one to come down inside the hole too. So we're just going to drop it down. So there's that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the blue. I'm not going to clean the white off of my paintbrush because I kind of want it to show the blues in like an opaque fashion. Remember, these are all diluted. Across the bottom of this one. This one already sunk in, so obviously didn't get enough cover this Kmart layers on it. But I think it's going to look like the ocean. Anyways, I'm going to continue on with all of this, and I will take pictures and do a video when it is complete. I still have to paint the actual wine rack and everything, probably 2 or 3 more coats of a kind of a very, very light sea foam green. Put a little bit of green in here. We'll take over. Anyways, at this point, I'm just going to say peace out to you, and I will see you on the flip side to show you the results. Peace out.